Hey, thanks for clicking on this video. We are going to talk tight end tiers. So sit down, kick back, relax. Let's get to it. That being said, who are our tight end one overalls, Kraig? We've seen Pitts ascend into this upper tier where Sully expected him to be. Do you feel comfortable starting a Gronk coming back from injury? Other than that's about my only question from this tier.
With it looking like Antonio Brown's going to be out the next 2 weeks, and then they have their bye and potentially longer, according to their coach, I certainly think that Gronk is going to be having that potential to see more targets as opposed to a Tyler Johnson or someone like that. Brady likes going to Gronk. We know that they trust each other. They like playing with each other. And Gronk is a more important weapon than one of those fourth, fifth string wide receivers. So we've seen all three players be able to have fantasy decent weeks. And if you're talking about tight end, to be the tight end one, it doesn't necessarily take a monster week. So I think he belongs there.
And remember, and I made sure to drop it at the bottom of the screen, the reason that you don't see a Darren Waller or a Mark Andrews on this list is because they're on bye. So gotta look elsewhere for your high-end tight end one production this week. So looking at the tight end one tier, I think the biggest question that I've been getting from the community as a whole or just in general is, can CJ continue the production he's been getting with Cincy? It looks like he's moved into the third, kind of tied for third option on the team when it comes to the reads that Burrow's doing. How are you feeling about CJ? And then I want to kind of add in, because Kittle's coming back, a guy like Kittle. Are you feeling good about CJ? And then can somebody like a Kittle coming back from injury really give you tight end one production this week?
I don't feel good about CJ, no, just based on the targets that he's getting. He has one game this year with over 3 targets, and that was a blow-up week. Aside from that, you're trusting a guy just getting 3 targets. Maybe he does continue to break a big play or be targeted more so when they're trying to get into that red zone area. It just feels like you're going to get burned more often than not. I'm fine starting him if you don't have anyone else, and he could end up as a TE1, but he just isn't getting the volume as some of these other guys. If you look at Dallas Goedert, Ricky Seals-Jones, I feel more comfortable with guys like that because they're going to see more volume in their position. Even Hockenson, who's underperformed for what people wanted because he's been really focused on, he's getting targets. Gesicki's getting targets. We know that Schultz is getting them. Ertz is clearly getting attention from Kyler after that first game, and I think that continues. I just like a lot of these guys better, and I think there's a lot more faith in volume when you're looking at a volatile position like tight ends as opposed to a guy that breaks 1 or 2 big plays.
Yeah, I feel good about Ertz. I feel good about Schultz. Fant will be interesting with Judy coming back. Hockenson against Philly, I think, will be better. Cook, Higbee's going to be up and down. Gesicki, literally everybody on this list I like more than CJ. CJ probably is at the back end of this list, or even a little lower in my mind, depending on how some of these matchups look. For the guys in the sleepers, there could be a couple that shoot up and make themselves more valuable. Who are in our sleepers tier? This is the sleepers category. There's some interesting guys on here that I think could produce fairly well this week. Tonyan with Adams and Lazard out certainly moves up in the pecking order. Moe Ali-Cox continues to get looks from Carson. Carson's been doing a lot better and looking healthier. The Cleveland tight ends, depending on who's healthy, a wide receiver, one of those two is going to be Case's focal point. So there's some of these guys in the sleepers category that really do have some solid upside this week for sure. How do you feel about the sleepers category? Is there someone here you trust more than the rest?
And I certainly think Tonyan has that opportunity with the wide receivers expected to be out with Adams and Lazard and potentially a high-scoring game. Evan Engram, just based on potential volume, the pass-catching situation there, and likely them having to throw a lot against Kansas City team this week. And Kansas City has given up some nice games to tight ends this year. Moe Ali-Cox, he could fall into that conversation. He's had nice weeks for the past 4 weeks. He's had at least 8 or more PPR points, which doesn't sound like a lot and isn't. But given the tight end landscape, that could end up being a tight end 1 week here. The 2 guys, we have one of them on here, Tommy Tremble. It's such a weird situation where it seems like they alternate weeks and neither one of them has a great game, but with the way the pass catchers are for the Panthers, and there's just not a lot, one of those guys could end up having a big week, him or Ian Thomas. Tremble lately has had a little bit more attention, but again, it's like the situation with the tight ends for the Browns where Njoku had that one big week and has gotten some attention after that, but Hooper's on the field more and has consistently got more attention throughout the year. It's a really tough call with the guys once you get down on this list. And Jonnu, if he plays, he certainly has that opportunity, but I know he got banged up in the previous game and he was limited, so don't play him if you don't hear anything good about it. But it's the same thing we see every week with tight ends. You could make a case for a couple of these guys being up there, and otherwise it's just close your eyes and pick your favorite dart throw.
For sure. Like I said, let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Who are we missing? Why should we have your guy on this list? Thank you guys. Always smash that like button, and don't forget to check out the other tier videos we have here, and we'll see you guys later.